Hey, beautiful, happy, and grateful people. I felt inspired to do a video about taking inspired action. And there's something super powerful in the long term taking consistent action. And there's something even more powerful that can happen in the short and the long term by taking inspired action. And what I mean by this is these are the things that higher sources, higher self, transfer or download to us when we are able to hear or we're listening. Whenever you ask for solutions, you ask for things to happen or manifest in your life, they do, whether you see it or you can hear it. Um, and that's another muscle that you can work out and get better and better at listening to higher sources, your higher self, ascended masters, God, the universe, whatever resonates with you most. We are all projections and reflections of one source energy. So however you want to look at, you know, other parts of self and call it, that's up to you. Um, Inspired action has been a big deal in my life. It's played a huge role, especially recently, where I have been finding more time and earlier in the morning to dial in to that source energy and listen, to get quiet. Like, there's meditation, and then there's meditation with a strong sense of awareness. And I guess it's the same thing, but there are different ways of gathering, capturing, channeling this information that we can receive, and listening for it. So I use a few different things to continue working out those muscles and those abilities. And I gotta say that the inspired action that comes from dialing in and getting quiet, and listening have been changing my life, at a fairly rapid pace. And I can see it. I can see more and more signs of the prosperity, of the abundance of amazing relationships, the gifts that come out of nowhere. Like, it could be a class that's gifted to me, or an 8-week training that's happened. There have been just so many signs showing up that the inspired action I'm taking, along with all the consistent action, again, I'm not ruling out consistent action. That happens when you're working and acting, when you're playing. Anyways, play, action, work, whatever you want to call it, it breeds more of that. So when you're doing that, there's a lot of power behind it. I'm talking about those like messages that come from your higher self and say, call this person, do this YouTube video, reach out to this homie and check in with them, right? The things that might seem even like off the wall or out of the blue, and you're like, really? That's like, you want me to go to the store to get this? And like, okay, I'll do that. And then what comes from the inspired action might be just way beyond what you could expect or imagine, like running into a certain contact when you went to the store, and that turns into a multi-million-dollar business, or a movement that changes the world. So yes, do your do or die work, play, whatever you want to call it, every day, the consistent action, and find time to like strengthen those listening devices and the hearing. And maybe I was blessed to have one ear, and maybe that influenced, you know, my ability to tune into some of the other things. There's so many senses that we have. Like, there are other frequencies and dimensional things that we can tune into and capture this information, and that is all for us. It's put there for us to pick up on. The universe cares so much about all of us. Like, whether you see it happening or not, it's always working for you. The crazy part of this is your wish is your command. So if you don't have your, subconscious dialed in, you aren't working on training it to be the operating system that you want it to be. I mean, as plainly as you can describe it, this is what it is. Your subconscious is operating everything. It's bringing you relationships. It's bringing you the perfect house to live in, the perfect vehicle for your family. It's going across the universe and across the world to bring you a connection that's going to lead to your next movie deal or your next book or the next nonprofit that is going to bring food and water to all kinds of third world countries. It could, it's it's all about what you have your subconscious dialed in to bring you. Like I mentioned before, we are all reflections and projections. Who do you think is in charge of the projections? And who do you think is in charge of the reflections that are seen and brought into your awareness? You are. I am. We are. We are co-creators. We are all co-creators in a universe. One song, a universe. And this is important because when you dial in your subconscious to bring about prosperity and wisdom and wealth, if that's what it is, if you to bring about massive service on a large scale, you are raising the consciousness, you're raising the entire vibration frequency of everywhere, not just this planet, all throughout the universe. Again, all throughout the one song. We are all notes in a song. And taking that inspired action, I go on a little tangent, right? Taking that inspired action is like tuning in your violin or hitting the note just right, you know? It's the brush strokes that made all the famous artists famous, the famous painters. It is that elevated vibration, and it comes from us co-creators, and especially when we take inspired action. So I again hope that my words, my shares, my tangents, my inspired action can bring about great change for you if you need it, or have some kind of impact in a positive way on your life. Whoever might watch this, I'm definitely going to be doing some things to improve my YouTube channel. So as I put these out there, more people can be attracted to them through the algorithm. And that's exciting because I'm having a lot of fun being the function or the cell in the celestial body that I am, and helping to raise that vibration. Whether this reaches one person or 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people, I am raising the vibration, and it's happening whether people see this or not. So I like the feedback though, and I like, knowing that my tangents are making an impact, because it's, again, what I'm here to do. So if you're on YouTube, again, all the good stuff, hit the bell notification and subscribe. Share this with a friend. Sharing is caring. Let's raise the tide. Let's raise the consciousness. It's time anyways. All kinds of people are waking up to their higher versions of self and the potential that's inside our DNA and what we can tap into and reveal or remember, becoming a member again, the amazing divine self that you are. I love all of you, and thank you for watching and sharing and engaging, and I appreciate all of your support.